Hi, and welcome to Orion Today. My name is Karen Irwin.
And I'm Ranee Clements. And for my guest today, I have Katie French, who is an author and a writer. And your special guest, Karen, is?
Today we're going to have Elise Clements, and she's going to sing a wonderful, beautiful song for you all today. Coming up on Orion Today.
Hi, and welcome to Orion Today. My name is Ranee Clements, and with me today I have Katie French. And glad you could come with us, Katie.
Thank you for having me.
We want to talk to her today about, well, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, Katie.
I'm a school counselor by day, and I write as a hobby, which has turned into actually a side business now. So I have a lot of roles. I also have 2 small children, and I live in Lake Orion. I am a counselor at Clarkson High School. So
wonderful. And you're also a wife and
yes.
a mother, I hear,
yes.
too. You're
yes.
wonderful 2 little children, right?
Yes, yes. They keep me very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Boy, you got a lot on your plate, girl.
Yes, and we just got a puppy, which is great to add when you have mass chaos in your house. So.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. Good
All
idea.
the fun training that goes involved with that.
Right, right.
That's great. Well, today I want to ask you kind of about you being an author and a writer, which I think is wonderful.
Thank you.
And that's a major achievement.
Thank you.
And actually, like, I've never met or talked to a person that's done books and wrote them as well, but I'm great that I'm able to speak with you about them.
Thanks.
And you being local in the area as
Yes.
well. So what audience of people do your books kind of gear towards?
They're primarily young adult, but I do have quite a few adult readers too. Sometimes it seems like more adults are reading them than teenagers, especially through the ebooks. I sell books through Amazon, and I get emails and notes from people of all ages, and male and female, so that's really exciting because when I initially started, I was thinking I was writing for teens, and it seems like it has a broader audience than I originally thought. So that's exciting.
That is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is great. So I was going to ask you too, one of the most important things I really wanted to ask you was, what inspired you to be a writer?
Well, I always loved English class. I had some phenomenal English teachers when I was growing up, and in 7th grade I wrote a short story, and the teacher pulled me aside and said he thought it was a really excellent story. He actually had me read it to the class. So that kind of sparked a little something, and in 8th grade I continued on, and I really enjoyed writing. It was something that I felt like I was good at. I did go to college as a creative writing major, and then decided that it would be a good idea to make some money at some point, so I changed my major in college to English education, so I got my education degree in English. But ever since middle school I wanted to write. It was difficult to finish a whole novel. That took me a long time to figure out how to get to that point, but for about the past 6 years I've been able to write every day, and that's made a huge difference. I've been able to produce, I think I'm on my 6th full-length novel now, and now I'm to the point where I can write a novel about 1 every 6 months.
Wow.
So I've been getting a lot better reading books, learning, going to conferences, trading chapters with other writers and learning from them. So I feel like I've really improved my craft and learning a lot.
So when you first started getting into it, how did you do your research to be able to know what steps to take to be able to do what you do?
I did a lot of reading. There's a lot of great books on writing out there. I read everything I could get my hands on that people said was good. I also attended a conference in New York City where we learned how to pitch and what a high concept idea was. Another thing that really has helped me grow is working with other authors. That has been huge. They'll read my stuff and I'll read theirs, and then we give suggestions, and it's been phenomenal, the stuff I've learned from other writers. So, and the support. It's really nice to have other people doing the same thing out there, and you know, we give encouragement. Or if we get a bad review, we say, oh, I'm so upset by this, and everybody's, you know, says don't worry, it's no big deal. So that's been great too.
It's good to be able to bounce off one another that way, since you've done it.
Yes.
So I see you have a few books here with you
I do.
today. You can show us what ones you have. And
This is the first book that I published. It's called The Breeders. It's a young adult dystopian, similar to like the Hunger Games, where future bad things have happened in the future, and it's got a strong female protagonist who, the premise of the book is that the female population has dwindled, so there's 9 males to every 1 female, and she's a girl growing up having to hide who she is. She has to pretend to be a boy because girls are being caught up and used for breeding purposes to boost the human population. So it's an adventure story. It's a little bit of a Western. They are in New Mexico, very desolate, and there's a little bit of a love story in there where she meets a handsome young fella.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Thank you.
And you have 2 others that are
I
with
do.
you.
So The Breeders has a sequel.
Okay.
It's called The Believers.
Okay.
So that just carries on that storyline between the 2 characters. And then I have a separate, it's going to be a trilogy. This is more of a paranormal romance. The 2 people fall in love, and one of them has superpowers. So, so some science fiction and that kind of thing.
Wow, that is really cool. So do you have another one in the making right now?
I do. I'm working on the 3rd book of the Breeders series. So that is the most popular, and a lot of people have been asking for the 3rd book, so I try to give people what they want. So I've been working on that. I also have been working with my agent. She thinks that teen horror is going to be a genre that people are going to be interested in, so I wrote a ghost story, teen ghost story set on Mackinac Island. Exploring the ghost lore and things over in Mackinac Island. So that was really fun, and it was fun to travel up there and do some research and eat fudge too. So.
Did you get any taffy?
No, I don't like taffy.
No. Okay, the fudge is wonderful.
Fudge is much better.
Mackinac City. Well, I think it's really neat too for you being local like you are, like this too, and to be able to do the surrounding areas to give people a chance to, you know that different things and wonderful authors like yourself are in Michigan. You know, a nice plug for that as well. I think it's really great what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're accomplishing a lot. I think it's amazing. Do you think eventually that you'll like to be like full-time writer?
I think so. I do really like my job. I like working with teens. I like counseling, and I like teaching. So that would be really hard to give up. If eventually I get to the point where the book business is taking off, maybe I would, but I think I would miss that a lot. So if I can find a good balance between, you know, writing and being able to work with kids, I think I'd enjoy that too. Because being in a room by myself all day sounds a little lonely. But I do enjoy it, but I also need human contact too. So.
That's great. So do any of your students, are they aware that you do this too on the side?
Yeah, actually the library where I work has purchased my books, so kids are able to loan those out from the library. I have had some purchase them. I've had a couple teachers have me come in and speak to their classes. They've been really, really supportive and really, really phenomenal, so I really appreciate everything that they've done and the support that they've given me, and it's great to hear from students that they've read my book and went on to buy the next one, and so that's really fun.
Cool.
I'm glad that I can write for a genre that they are interested in and that they like. So
that is wonderful. So
thank you.
What is the cost of your books?
The ebooks are pretty cheap. The Breeders is $2.99 and the Believers is $3.99, and sometimes you can catch a sale there for 99 cents.
Really?
The actual physical copies are a little more expensive because they have to actually be printed and shipped. So those, I think the Breeders is like $13 and similar prices for the other ones, but you can get an ebook copy for quite cheap. So if you have a smartphone or an iPad or a Kindle or things like that, you can read it pretty cheaply. And I do have an audiobook also for the Breeders and the Believers, so if you like to listen in your car, that's on Amazon as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is really, you know, I guess a lot of them are doing more of the high tech as opposed to just books. And
yeah, it's easier and faster distribution for an author like me. And if you don't have a big publisher behind you, you can like a do-it-yourself and keep more of the profit, so you're able to keep the prices low. So I really do like that, and I get to control cover art and blurbs and when I release and pricing and that sort of thing. So it gives me a bunch of control over the product. But maybe someday I might like to work with a publisher. I think that would be really cool too. So
Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. I think it's wonderful what you're doing. I really do.
thank you.
It's great.
Thank you. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think I would probably do it even if nobody bought it. It might make me a little sad. I might be a little sad.
No.
But if one person bought, no. No, I do it because I really like writing. So I really enjoy it, and I have stories in my head that need to come out at some point. So
Yeah, I think it's amazing that you're able to put it down in words, because for myself that I just haven't been able to master that. I guess it's not my I don't know, I'm going to say my field, so to speak, but I'm glad it is for you, because thank goodness the world is made up of all different ones that have the wonderful talents that you have as well to do what you do and just go in that vein, so to speak. Well, that is wonderful. So is there a website also that you have that you like to?
I have my own website. It's katiefrenchbooks.com. On there you can learn about the books. You can find links to purchase the books. I also blog about writing, about marketing, about some of my author friends who have releases and things like that. So you can check out that website. I'm on Facebook and Twitter as well. Got to do the social media now.
Yeah.
That's where the kids are, right?
Absolutely, and of course a lot of the adults.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm there as well, trying to keep up with all the social media. So.
Well, being with the kids, especially in high school, that's you're mostly.
Right, yeah. So trying to stay relevant, and I don't know. Twitter, I guess they're on Twitter, but I don't think kids are on Facebook anymore. So
They're not? It seems like everybody's talking about Facebook
they're on
anymore.
Tumblr and Vine and all these other.
Once again, can you show us your books and
Sure.
show us, how they? I
So
think the
the
cover
Breeders
work is beautiful.
Is the first book, and my friend who's a photographer and a graphic artist designed the covers with me. So we worked on them together, and then the sequel is The Believers. So there's that one.
It looks great. Yeah.
And then the separate series, The Paranormal Romance, is called Eyes Ever to the Sky. And that is has a little more romance, a little more smooching.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
So the females
Not
are
too
probably
much,
more
but-
towards that one, actually.
Yeah, they might. They might. I do have more female readers of that one than.
Is that what you find more?
I have
approaching
both male and female in the one series, and then mostly female in the paranormal romance, which makes sense, I think.
Well, once again, I want to thank you, Katie, for coming on with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to say we'll stay tuned with us. We'll be back with more after this break.
Enjoy farm fresh produce, baked goods, art, and more at the 2014 Lake Orion Farmers Market, sponsored by Crittenden Hospital. Walk, bike, or drive to the Orion Arts Center, located at 115 South Anderson Street. Parents can purchase products grown and made locally, while kids take part in fun activities like horseshoes and arts and crafts. Come early and come often, as vendors change from week to week as new crops come into season. The Lake Orion Farmers Market is held every Wednesday from 2 to 7 p.m. through October 22nd. For more information or to sign up as a vendor, visit downtownlakeorion.org.
Hi, and welcome back to Orion TV. My name is Karen Irwin, and my guest is Elise Clements. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Elise, I am so intrigued to hear about how you are chasing your passion and your love of music. I know we've talked a little off air about this, but I'd like you to share with our audience on how you found your passion and what you're doing to run after it.
Well, ever since I was little, I was, in the car listening to Shania Twain country music,
yeah.
in the truck with my mom and dad, and I always just liked her a lot, and I would sing along with her, and I really got a lot of joy out of singing.
Gotcha.
And then I would run around the house always singing the Star Spangled Banner, like
Wow.
all the time. I don't even know why. I just had like this obsession singing the Star Spangled Banner.
It was a long song, and you could really belt out the lyrics.
Yes,
right?
every morning my parents were like, "Wow, it's so patriotic for a child to sing this." I don't know, but so yeah, I would sing the Star Spangled Banner, and then as I got older, people would be like, you sound like, you sound really good, and I'd be like, oh wow, thanks, I really like it a lot. So I got lots of positive feedback from singing, and then as I got, like up in middle school, I started singing in the choir, and then up until high school, and I was in a musical my junior year. And
oh, really? Which one?
7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. Probably the best time of my life, honestly. Like I look back on that, and I just want to do it again. But now I just finished up my associates at Mott.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. For viola and vocal performance is what I'm going for.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And so do you do anything on the side, or do you perform, or, anything like that?
Yeah, I have played my viola for weddings. I've done, I think, like 5 or 6 weddings.
Oh, beautiful.
And singing, I've sang specials in church, and let me think. Just mostly singing specials in church and singing, in choir at school, and that's been fun. Lots of opportunity there. So
Absolutely.
But that's all I've done. I really want to do more singing-wise once I go on to a university.
With their choirs, with their orchestras?
Yeah, choir. I might dabble a little bit in music theater because I like that a lot. It was really fun. So yeah.
And what other instruments do you play besides the viola?
I play piano, I played alto saxophone and marching band, but I don't know how much more I can still play of that.
Because you haven't practiced so much?
Yeah. And I tried to play the flute once, but it sounded like a goose. So I probably shouldn't keep doing that.
Stick with what you know, right?
Yeah, piano.
What you're good at.
Yeah, piano, alto sax, and viola are ones I can probably still make sounds on.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. Especially the viola, right?
Yes, especially the viola. Yeah, I can definitely make sound on that one.
So how much more schooling do you have to go through?
I would say at least 2 more years. That's
Okay.
that's at least what I want to definitely put in, is at least 2 more years. I don't know if I'm a little undecided. I might do a double major in vocal and viola, and maybe a little bit of theater. I don't know. I kind of like a little bit of psychology. I might add that in there, but
Can always use that. In
Yeah.
with people in music, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding. What kind of encouragement would you give someone, or what would you say to someone that was pursuing possibly music or, a passion? What would you say to encourage in them?
I would say don't compete with others. And it's really hard not to, especially in music, because it is such a competitive area to get into. But it's just good to kind of challenge yourself and just to look at how far you've come from where you used to be, instead of looking at what others can do, what their abilities are. If they can do their vocal growl, or they can sing super, super high notes. It's more about what you can do with your range than what kind of range you have.
Okay.
And that's something that I've struggled with, and I'm just kind of accepting, and just what the Lord's given me.
So do you get nervous when you sing, or are you, relaxed, or?
Well, there is always an adrenaline rush no matter what I do, which I like that, because I think if I lost that, I would feel like I was maybe like dead, like lose the excitement.
Yes.
But I get more nervous singing like a song that's not about God.
Okay.
As opposed to a song that is about God or for God, because it's like when you're serenading somebody. If you come someplace and you want to sing to a person, all you really care about is what they're feeling. And so when I'm singing to God, all I care about is it's just me and Him, and this song's for you, God. It's not for whoever is listening. Although I hope that they get blessed, and I hope that I want to do it in the right heart. So there's anointing, but it is definitely so much easier to sing praise and worship song because it's like, I don't care what all y'all think. This is just about me and God.
Perfect. And that's a good place to be, you
Yeah.
know, because your relationship is very important, you know, between you and the Lord. And when you can just put it all out there and just let it flow,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's absolutely, you know, that's wonderful. You know, to have that and to get to that point,
Yeah.
you know, where you're not holding anything back, you know, and you're just laying it all out there. To get to that point in life is a huge blessing in itself, you know. And for the gifting that you have, you know, I can just imagine, you know, just how beautiful and wonderful, and I'm so excited to hear you sing for us. Oh my goodness, I'm just so excited.
Aw, thanks.
So is there any other songs that you like, or is that just the main, what you like to sing is the praise and worship?
Oh no, I mean I like to dabble in a little bit of opera. That's fun. I mean I kind of it's more fun for me and not so serious than anything else. But
Gotcha.
I mean I love lots of different genres. I like country. I like
So,
you know
yeah.
almost anything except for the screamo makes me I don't like screamo, but
Who does?
no. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being with us. Stay tuned. You're going to be blessed. Thank you.
Residents of the Orion area are encouraged to safely dispose of toxic chemicals by attending one of several no-haz events scheduled throughout the year. Orion Township will host an event on Saturday, September 20th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Friendship Park and is free to residents. Drop off computers and electronics, paint, pesticides, cleaners, and batteries. A team of trained volunteers and professionals will be on hand to collect, sort, and package the items for proper disposal or recycling. For more information, visit nohaz.com or call 248-858-5656.
Wow, what a beautiful song. I hope you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen. Elise, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yes, and thank you, Katie French, for coming out and sharing your books with us, and hopefully you get a lot of response from them as well. So thanks again.
Thank you, everyone, and thanks for being with us on Orion Today. Have a great evening.